Hey Lisa, Aaron. Yeah, well, it's a bit of an afternoon here. Not really morning. Something just dropped out then. What do we got? Some screw of some sort. Where did you come from? Hmm. Can't see anything directly obvious yet. I'll just put that in the spare tray. Yeah, I need some more light here. Looks like this one's got concrete dust in it or something. This, no gloves today either, mainly because it's just too damn hot, and the air conditioner isn't running. I still get a fair number of these iPhone 4S's come through here. They're a popular phone. They're compact and they're robust. That's an original battery. I'm getting in my hot air. Looks like it's a bit quiet. I imagine it's pretty late over there in the States. Trinity, Freddie. I think I might have to suggest this person gets a new battery. Given that this is original, it's got to at least have probably 1,000 cycles on it. Yeah, it's times like this I wish I did have the gloves on. Yeah. Come on. There you go. Yeah, I can feel it's already... It's a 2013 though. Yeah. I can feel it's already delaminating. That needs to be replaced. Take all that out. A lot of the iPhone 4S 4 type stuff, you end up doing a fair bit of just sort of like maintenance work on them in addition to the screen repairs. $12.25 at Illinois. Hey Greg. No fun tabs on the 4S. Yeah, none of the silicon stretch ones. I've got an iPhone 5S to work on after I've done this. I was planning on just doing the iPhone 5S today, but this came in as a last minute emergency type situation, and it's Sunday afternoon here. Someone obviously needs to have it ready for work tomorrow. Alright. Cleared out that trash. Now we can get to the disassembly. Even though the screens are cheap on these things, it's the labour that takes forever on them, obviously. I've probably done a couple of hundred of these, and yet if I don't do one for a couple of months, I start forgetting how to do them. You sort of like lose track of the sequence that you use. So it seems to be pretty quiet out there with the... oh, no, I need to move you. It's been pretty quiet out there with the videos lately. No, I haven't seen one from Chris for a while. And I saw Lewis did a review today, but it wasn't a repair job. Come on, come. There you go. That Wi-Fi connector is something that frequently catches people out. They dig in a bit too deep, a bit too hard with it, and they knock the rose connector off it, high rose connector. And then you've got to try and put it back on. The other thing they often knock off is this RF filter. Come on. Get in there. This is pretty much, I'd say, never been done before, because all the sticker adhesives are quite strong. Pretty rare to get a iPhone 4S that hasn't been touched. Hey, CryJ. Suspect the business might just be swamped. You're referring to Lewis and whatnot. I think with Lewis, it's just a case of his pretty much had enough of doing live repair videos these days. I mean, he's done so many of them. It's time for him to retire. Trinity, you talking about this one? No, probably not that. You're talking about this one up here. It is a bit of a nuisance. I think you need to have a screwdriver that's got a slightly loose fit, and then you can swivel it in with an angle. Doesn't always work though, but you hope it does. Yeah, I mean, this little sticker that's in the corner here, it hadn't even been punctured. So yeah, it's rare indeed. I don't know what all this white gunk is. Probably should have worked that out before I started messing around. In the early days, I used to use hot air to get this vibrator off. Now I just slip the spudger under it. It comes right off. A lot less drama. Come on. For some reason I've got a bit of the shakes today. Probably lack of sleep. Does the iPhone 4S have cumulus mason? I don't believe it does. I mean, I could be wrong there. I've never worked on them in that respect. To me, the worst thing that the 4S has is the way they've done the PMIC on it. It's near impossible to get that thing off without going insane. Yeah, maybe this must be a refurb, maybe? Because I've got marks on the screen here. So maybe it's a factory refurb. Oh. Put that over there. Let's give it a clean up. Hey, Peter Campbell. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lewis is pretty much just done. Actually, I can't blame him. It's been quite a few years. He's got a heck of... Yeah, he wants something interesting to do. Oh, great. Just split that everywhere. Oh. This is just my usual alcohol water mix or distilled water mix. So clean up all the grime. It's nice when you can take your time and do all these minor things for people. Ah, I'm an idiot. I'll take that off. The adhesive for the screen just stuck onto the paper. The things have been a bit quiet here the last couple of weeks. As you probably noticed, I haven't really done many videos, even though I've got everything that I need for the videos now. It's just been... nobody's been smashing their stuff. Let's see, Lisa just started to upload videos of my repairs, no live. Post under the business account. Hey Liam. Yeah, it's debatable whether it's better to go under your personal name or your business name. I suppose it depends on how much you're going to get stalked. That came off cleanly. Okay. Let's see if it's got any adhesive left. It's got no adhesive on it. There was nothing I can use. iPhone for intermittent touch. I ended up changing the Sage Touch RC and Reflow Cumulus. Yeah, Steve, that's sounding like where I may be heading with this one when I get it out. It's a sort of... sorry, just trying to find my scissors here. The touch misbehavior seems to be that even when you press in multiple different locations, it has a bad habit of repressing an existing location. So I don't know whether you guys recognize that as a distinct Sage failure or what, but yeah. Fortunately, the phone is now mine. The customer gifted it to me, so I get to play with it. The nice thing is it's actually in pristine condition too, other than the fact that the touch doesn't work properly. So I thought I'd have a look. Not sure I'm going to be able to fix it, but it's worth a shot. Ah, come on. That's good enough. Used to hate having to orientate those buttons to make sure they're just right. Otherwise people go, my button's not right. And I mean, fair enough. You don't want a lopsided button. The number of do-it-yourselfers that I've seen come in with these flexes torn off because they just reefed it through. Come on. And now I'm looking like an idiot because I'm not threading it through right. There we go. Yep. Oh, come on. Nope. Gonna have to take these out. You're good. You're not. as I've said plenty of times before, I used to be able to get these back in no problem, but I've sort of lost that knack, unfortunately. Ah, now I've just messed it up. Really messed that up. What the hell happened there? Oh, I get the feeling they've changed the loop on this. Normally never have any troubles with this. I think probably because I chastise the do-it-yourselfers. God damn, what is going on there? Hey Douglas, looks like I've missed a few things here. Then I had dead spots that would change, touch would never completely stop working, just different dead spot and changing the digital. That sounds similar to what I've got going on here, Steve. But I don't know why at the moment I'm completely incompetent with this 4S. Okay. God damn. Alright, that's better. I only had to take out about every other screw. What a nuisance. I think someone's jinxed me now with this corner one. Yep, I've been jinxed. But sometimes you have to be careful with these replacement screens. I've noticed the screw holes for the corners can sometimes be quite badly out of alignment, and you either have to grind them out, engage in, sometimes just leave them, even though you don't want to. Like this one here, if you out? No, you're good. Did you just fall out? Did my camera guide just fall out? Hey, Andy Parts. Greg, I kind of got lucky with the lighting on this one. Oops, sorry, I'm wobbling things around. I'm pretty sure I put that camera guide in, but I've got another one here. Oh, man. This is what I hate about the 4S. I'm going to have to lift it up again. I don't want to leave it with the camera guard missing. What a nuisance. You watch, it's probably in there. And that was just a spare one. No, it did fall out. I hate that. This 4S is turning into a nightmare. Just put a tiny little bit of adhesive tape across it just to hold it in. Check nearby filters for continuity. Need digitizer. It's the 5S. Do you mean? I haven't actually had a chance to dig into it. What happened was the customer came in and I just sort of said, after I diagnosed and said, look, it's a dud. At that point, they decided, oh well, if you can use it for parts, it's all yours. And I put it off to the side of the bench, waiting for a quieter time for me to get back around to it. And that quieter time is now. Once I've done the 4S. I haven't even had a chance to pull the circuit board out to have a look. So that's how much I haven't done on it. Come on. If things go well, I can usually get the 4Ss done in about a quarter of an hour. But it doesn't seem to be that way today. Thankfully, it's not a rush job, like an immensely rushed job. It's more of a, this afternoon be good. Aha, there we go. Let's lift it up slightly. Getting these back in is always fun. I find a lot of people pinch the washers so it doesn't actually close up properly, and you end up with about half a turn of thread still to be screwed in. So what happens is the washer's supposed to sit neatly around the receptacle stud, but often it sort of just skips up to the side a little bit. I'm probably being pedantic with that, but it's just another one of those things I like to get right. Is that right? No. And I see Jessa hasn't been on for a while either. I saw Mark was on last week. I didn't catch that one. A lot of time the streams are happening when I'm trying to get sleep first thing in the morning. Yep, that's jumped. Alright. That took way, way, way too long. Okay. I do remember the first time I had to do a 4S. It was terrifying. I think I took half a day to get it done. Now I think back and I thought, my God, I can do these in my sleep. And I remember when the 5s came out and I was terrified. And the 6s came out and I was terrified. I still haven't been doing iPhone 7s yet, at least not for screen repairs. I just tell people to go take them to Apple. Not keen on that whole home, but damn it. One of the grounding prongs slipped out. There we go. It's back in. You're in. iPhone 6 error 48. I actually don't even know what that error is, to be honest. Delete the updates already on your computer and repeat the restore process. Oh, just have class this week. That's okay. I thought class finished last week, but yeah, well, excuse me, because that's when she accidentally started streaming. Unless, of course, my memory has lost a week, and which wouldn't surprise me. Okay. You back in. These standoff screwdrivers are a godsend. Make sure you get the iPhone, I think it's the 6, or 6S socket removal one. Where is that one? Can't see it. No, well. But yeah, there's that screwdriver or socket removal that you need for the iPhone 6 or 6S hex nut. It's the only one in the whole phone. But I've seen people really go to town with that one. And make a good mess of it. Okay, there you go. Clip that Wi-Fi back on. Okay, you're good. Come on. Yeah. Well, why didn't they give me a compression pad for that? Ah, damn. I just have to steal it from this one. Really, I mean, they put one on there, but they didn't put one on there. How cheaper they wouldn't it be? Where's my surgical knife? Not there. Come on, come on. If you can. Hey, TCRS. iPhone 8s with their glass backs, yeah, yeah, stuff that. iPhone 6S Plus NAND and, sorry, wobbles on a HP Pavilion fan. That's two very contrasting repairs there, Lisa. Alright, let's get this. I think the clock's ticking on this one now. As I say, I don't like doing these without my gloves, but it is just too hot. I wouldn't even be able to get the gloves on right now. I'd probably get them to about halfway along my hand, and then they would stop. Oops. And then you go. Get down. Do need to get myself another Logitech 922 camera, because the webcam from the... See, I'm running off the Lenovo again, not the MacBook. I gave the MacBook back to my wife so she can use it. But the webcam built into the Lenovo screen is mediocre at best. So I'll just get another 922. Come on, there you go. Just realised I did not check to see if this screen had a built-in grill or not. If the earpiece grill is missing, I will scream. Fortunately, we have an earpiece grill, so there will be no screaming. I still don't know where that mystery screw came from. That genuinely confounds me, because as far as I can tell, everything... Ooh, unless you came from... Nope, even the side switches are fine. Where on earth did you come from? Lock button feels alright. Well, we'll just test to see this comes up. And then I'll go get that battery sorted out. Oh well, that's what we want to see. Just gonna message the owner and see what they want me to do about that battery. Now we wait. Alright, well, that looks good. A little bit green, the screen. Oh well. Put that off to the side. Still screw in there. Okay. Spare battery. Just cleaning up. Try and be a mature and responsible work person. Clean up my workbench before I do the next job. It's almost impossible. And I've lost my chat. There we go. No. Go to the rubbish. Where did I put that 5S? Ah, there it is. Oh, you even got the box with it. And I need a paper towel. Let's see if I go into settings. I'll try to demonstrate the skips. Let's go skips. And does that with the new screen as well. Okay, we've been told that the battery is a go-ahead, so we'll switch back. I do like it when my clients get straight back to me like that. Saves a lot of messing around. Okay, you're going to be a junk one. What's the date today? It's 8th. I like to keep the customer old parts just on hand for a month or so, just sitting in a parts box, just in case they decide for some reason they want their old parts back or whatever. I don't know. It's just a bit of a precaution. So I just throw them in a box with a bunch of other stuff. The other thing is I put it back in the box that the new part has come from, so that I can, if there's a fault with the part that I give them, I can always come back and I know which supply it came from, things like that. Looks like I better go get myself a adhesive. Oops. By the way, speaking of iPads, any of you guys done the iPad 1475? I think it's the original Air 1. I've got one, it's probably a TriStar, or it doesn't even power up anymore. It had charging issues and then it just stopped working. And the customer, again, lucky me, they said, stuff it. They'll go get themselves another one, and they left that one to me. But from what I can tell, it's not exactly the nicest iPad to try and get open. So I'm not too sure. And again, it's in pristine condition too. So I'm thinking either the Flex or the TriStar, but either way, got to get into it. What are you? I don't know what you are. Alright, put my secret date code on. So that I can always check it under UV later. I've had a couple of people try and do part swap outs on me, bring it back and say, oh, your part's not working anymore. And so now I've got the UV. Sad when you have to start doing things like that, but I gotta admit, around here it's fairly minimal compared to what I've seen other people suffering. For goodness sake, get in there. The reason why I'm using cheap, nasty little TriStar Pentalobe driver is because, quite honestly, I've bought plenty of good quality ones, or supposedly good quality ones, but the moment you over torque the Pentalobe and you sort of roll or spin the end tip in the screw, it screws them up and that's it. They start dying after that. Alright, that looks good. I need to get my charger for that though. And then give it 10 minutes. Put some power into it. Excellent. Full 1 amp charge rate. That's what I want. Alright, 10 minutes or so on that, and then the customer can grab it. That's the dud one. Sadly, not much point refurbishing these ones anymore. I only get about $1 cash back on them. Just isn't worth it. Oh, great. Thanks, Peter. Yep, set the fear in me. Yeah, I'll go get the tablet too, just to show. Yeah. I mean, basically it's absolutely pristine. It's been living in a case the whole time. And I've tried everything to get this to restart, and it just won't. I even was really naughty and heat it up for a bit in the very subtle hope that maybe the lithium pack might pick up just enough voltage to get the TriStar to waken up and then let me charge it. But no luck with that. Been left too long. So, oh well. Alright, let's get underway with this 5S. And since it's going to be mine, I should again be wearing gloves still so I don't put fingerprints all over it, but what are you going to do? Too hot, too hot. This is the one with the touch issues. Chris, Greg, yeah, I can understand Chris doing that. I know I've had that sort of debate with quite a few other people as well. It's like, it's one of those ethical things, but I think I often wonder at times whether a lot of us are taught to have very strong sense of ethics and morals. In fact, aren't being taught by the very people that wish to exploit those ethics and morals. So I think pulling a filter is probably an acceptable response. I mean, I know a few times I just realised this person's SIM is still in here. I better give that back to him. It's like when you're trying to fix a laptop or something like that, and half the time quoting for the person means you pretty much need to find the cause, and half the time you do end up accidentally fixing it when you're just testing things, and you're like, oh great, if the person chooses not to take on the job, then I'm going to have to be giving them back a fixed computer. So at that point you decide, yeah, I think I'll just unfix it. Send it back minus in hand, or that'd be a little bit rough. Yeah, all that work for nothing. That's definitely a pain. Alright, let's get this microscope into action. And we'll switch cameras. Let's see if this works out. Well, we're out of focus, but light. There we go. Let's get this board out of here. A little bit premature there. So I don't want to be mean to my customers or anything like that, or do vindictive things, but at the same time I don't want to be exploited either. Fortunately, as I've said before, my customers are pretty good as a general rule. Probably no more than 1 in 20 would be a pain. By the way, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to fix this or not, but it's going to be interesting to see. if we can see anything obvious. Get rid of that tricky bastard screw that hides. By the way, any of you are Rick and Morty fans? What'd you think of the season final? Because personally I thought that was a complete... I did not like it. It was like I felt like we got halfway through, we're getting somewhere, and then bam, it's over, and all. Almost felt like it was a protest against the fact they hadn't yet been given funding for the fourth. Alright, let's bring the microscope in. Just in case I send it elsewhere, you can micro-engrave on it, "This customer doesn't pay his bills." Yeah, that would be good. Okay. Certainly I think for areas where there's a lot of shops available, there really needs to be something to stop these people that basically just go around and they know that they're going to be rejected by a shop a second time round, so they just rely on the fact there's so many shops for them to exploit. Whereas around here you can't really do that. It's like it's me or it's some kids down at the school. I guess we're going to get this back shield off. But first we'll take the various bits of plastic off. Those tweezer tips aren't exactly the best. Where's that second one? Don't even know what this little piece does. Alright. Don't follow pop culture. Plus revert back to preteen viewing habits of TV watching, which is hardly ever switch it. Again, do a Christmas episode. Oh, that's going to suck. I don't actually ever, with regards to HTCs and things, I don't touch pretty much anything these days other than iPhones for the greater part. It always cracks me up when I see people talking about how difficult iPhones and whatnot are to repair. And I'm like, what are you comparing to? It's like, I mean, maybe if you're talking like, say, the Samsung Galaxy S3, S2, something like that, I'd be agreeing with you. But for the most part, almost every other damn phone, Android phone on the market is like it's just a big conglomeration of glue and plastic clips, and it's no fun at all. So I don't know where they get that perspective from. I'm not exactly what you'd call an Apple fanboy. I mean, my own phone is an Android, it's a Sony Xperia. But I can appreciate that the iPhones are, at least, you can work on them and put them back together in pretty much the same state they were prior to you pulling them apart. There's so many of these Android HTCs, ZTEs, whatever. They're never quite the same when you put them back together. And their obsession with tape is so annoying. It's weird, not feeling this one pop yet. Oh, there we go. A bit slower today. Don't do that crap on me. There we go. Yeah, and iPhones have schematics, board views. Yeah, there's just so much more information available for the iPhones than there are. I mean, I know in ZXW now there's a lot of other phones being supported. Let's have a look now. The board's just a wee bit hot still. Yeah, supposedly this is my area of interest. I'm just going to have a look over the board. See if... that's interesting. Sweet TriStar, I don't need to replace you today. Which one are you? You're A1. Well, since this one doesn't have underfill, let me have a look under here. Well, it looks pretty good nick. Hmm. Yeah, Steve, with pads, I had a look at that, and yeah, I wasn't really happy with it. I mean, I've got ZXW, I'm not exactly happy with that either, but I was given some information on the pads file format, the PCB files, so there's a chance I may be able to decode pads soon, which will be really nice if I can. And if I can decode it, even though it's not going to be the greatest, I may be able to also export the files into a format that we can then add more information into. Wait, what am I doing with this thing for? I've got a proper board holder. Forget about this at times. That's a 6. Come on, alright. There we go. Yeah, good point, Steve. I did have a look at it before, but I'll have another look at it again. We'll all have a look at it. Okay, there we go. And as far as I can see, it looks pretty good nick. I can't see any blemishes or anything in it. I was kind of hoping there would be, but yeah, there's nothing. That's what I was saying. The phone overall is in fairly pristine condition. Let's see. So actually, I better check that 4S. And I've got another person asking for a repair. Alright. Just have to write up the invoice for that one. You guys just have to be patient with me. Even though it's a Sunday, I still do work. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm back. Probably in about 3 or 4 minutes the person will be here. I'll have to go out and see them. Reflay the Sage and Cumulus. Alright, I was just about to say, what's the verdict from everybody? I will point out I've actually never done one of these particular ones before, so this is new territory for me. So appreciate the input from those who have the experience. Okay. Should I just try Sage initially? or do both, because of the. I'm gonna go with Sage initially, personally. Okay. Let's give it a little bit of a. Oh wow, how'd that focus get out so bad? Yeah, I'm just trying to find my heatsink while I'm warming up the board. Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. That was the smallest nudge I can give it with my spasmodic hands. And we got a bit of a short there. Clean that up. Wait. Damn. That was way too much. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, fingers crossed. That's pretty much it. Not much else you can do, is there? Other than perhaps do it right. Ah, these things. I hate these things. Yep, and that's my client. I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, that would have given the board plenty of time to cool down. Hopefully I don't see the iPhone 4S back for a while. But I have a feeling it won't surprise me if it comes back in a week with battery issues. I get about a 20% failure rate on those third-party batteries. Excuse me. Bit repairs, I think both live streams and edited videos have their place. I think if it's a particular topic, like a tutorial type thing that you're doing, then definitely edited video is better. But for just general daily stuff, sure, live stream, easy. Oh, we've got an Apple logo, so that's a welcome start. That's not good. I think I just unclipped something. Oh, it's got iOS 11 on it. And I'm sure a few of you have already noticed that iOS 11 does that restart of the logo, and it freaks you out. I don't know if you're going to get OEM 4S batteries anymore. I've never seen them in a long time. And now we've got... No, what have we got? What's going on here? Touch is definitely kaput now. We killed it. Greg, I thought it might have been an iOS 11 issue, but like I said, I tried with another original Apple 5S screen that I know works, and it didn't do. Still was doing the same thing. So yeah. And the client also said to me that they had it sent in for repair because of that issue, and then with the change screen, it was the same. The original. The one they sent in was an original iPhone screen. So overall it's pointing out to some sort of a issue here. Alright. Well, I guess in this case we probably just, what do you reckon? Take Sage off. Let's see, what are the views? Hey, Cormac. But I do agree, there are certainly a lot of issues with iOS 11 and touch issues with the chipsets that aren't handling the new requirements. How'd you get in there? You're out. Alright, come on. Recommendations. While I wait, I will clear up some underfill. Probably should have done this originally. Ow, burnt my finger. No, you're no good. Yeah, PMIC, yeah. Good on ya. PMIC. Well, that's pretty tough. I think I might just shield it up and then pull it off. Aha. That should do a decent job. Right, yeah, that should work. Change sage, reflow, cumulus. Alright. Guess who doesn't have any sage chips? The only way I can get a sage chip is to pull off from an existing board. Get off. Yeah, I suppose I could rebuild sage. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And where are my stencils? Yeah. Give me my chip back. Actually, I might clean it up while it's in here. It's just easier to hold on to it while it's like this. Keeps the same as 5S, 6 and 6 Plus. Alright, okay, that's good to know. Get back here. I gotta admit that circuitry looks pretty sweet. What I love is you can see the liquid flows due to the little tiny particles that float around on it. Yeah, great, it's not showing it up now. Do we need more light? Yeah, that's pretty good. I wonder what's up with this one. You look pretty good. Yeah. See if I've got a stencil that fits that. Looks like it's this one here. You match in terms of Yeah, guess I'll use that. Okay, where's my paste? Paste, 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 paste. Where are you, paste? Crap. Solder paste on my pants. That's really not good. I mean, it's really, really not good. Come on. This paste is... I need to get tubs of paste again. Little syringes are no good. Because what happens is when the paste dries out to the consistency you actually want, it won't flow out of the syringe. Can live chat get your video age advertiser restricted? It's a good question. I've had some weird behaviors with live streams. Oh, you mean live chat? Yeah, good question. Oh, I forgot to. Crap. Should have used dry paste. Oh well. We'll see how this goes. Should have been dry. Nice thing with these 3D stencils, the fact that they've got a lot more thermal mass, is that they do a much better job of controlling the transition from into molten paste. Okay. I should point out that was with wet paste, not the dry paste that I normally prefer to use. And it still went alright. I'm just going to get the paste off my tweezers. Okay. Punch this out. It's going to want to clean up. It's pretty good. As you can see, 3D stencils do a very, very nice job, even when you're starting with a bad situation. "4 a.m. Brazil, 2 a.m. in Texas. Bubbly paste times. You can draw that photo." Yeah, Cormac, you see what I mean? In spite of it being wet paste, the 3D stencils just really make it easy for you to cheat. You try to do that with one of the normal stencils, and I completely agree it would be a disaster. It would bubble out everywhere. It would just be completely unusable, and 99% chance you would have a failure. But those 3D stencils sure make it easy. Just got to throw away this leaded paste. Alrighty, yeah, there we go. Let's give that a bit of a clean up. That ball there looks like trouble. Right, yeah, that's better. Obviously there's a bit of corrosion on that. Steve, yeah. I mean, Cormac, you're like 30 seconds late on everything I'm doing at the moment. It's actually surprisingly hard to get the chip back off the board, off this little well here because of the surface tension. There we go. Yeah, we're massively out of focus. And now the question is, which bloody way do they go? Fortunately, I've got some spare 5S's somewhere around here. iPhone boards. This is my box of victims. Alright. Since I've never done a sage on any of these, I know that whichever way this one is going to be the right way. Dot to the upper left. Okay. Tiny bit of flux. That's way too much flux. It's going to make it float and surf. Okay. And it'd be good if we could even see where the dot was. Which is now ruined my flux. And there's the dot. God damn it. Same way as a cumulus. Well, according to this, it's the sort of opposing way, but anyway. I don't think it's super critical. It's not super critical, except if you get it the wrong way, it doesn't work. Well, does ZXW lie, or... Let me have a look. Make sure it wasn't a 5C I accidentally pulled out. I'm 99% sure this is a 5S. And there, you can see the dot there. And then, yeah. So that... Alright, let's get this thing sent back home. At least this time it'll be a little bit easier because we've got the leaded solder. I need to zoom out. Yeah, you're not getting much of a view there because of the light difference. It's just rolled into spot. Nudge. I'm good. And if you guys are wondering, this is actually the first ever Sage I've done, so congratulations on being on board. And the outcome will be entirely... If it's a failure, you guys get all the blame. If it's a success, I get all the win. I mean, that's just the natural way it goes, isn't it? There is a solder ball up there. Come here. Where did you come from? I have a feeling that is actually from the shields. Oh, gee, you're making my life hard here. Need a second pair. Got it. Well, we'll try with just this to start. If it still doesn't work or it doesn't boot or whatever, then we'll change Cumulus. I'd rather not do more work than I need to, cause more uncertainties than I need to. If it doesn't work, you get the blame for not following our directions precisely. Yes, but whose directions precisely? Because there are multiple people suggesting things. It's kind of frustrating sometimes when you've been doing electronics work for a long time, but then you come across these new devices and you're a complete and utter noob yet again. But it's fun at the same time. A bit frustrating. Why do you feel squishy? That's good. That's good. Roll in. Let's go. Well, we're booting, so I kind of screwed up things too bad. Now let's get the heart attack when it does the fake reboot. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Because maybe it'll never boot. Wait a minute, it's taking longer than it should. Wait, no, there we go. We got touch back. Touch is back. And it looks like it's fixed. There we go. Before it was not letting me do that. So there we go, the Sage. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate that. Add that to my repertoire. Proper tongue movements required while soldering. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I know that. So yeah, we obviously had some bad joint going on in there. So now I have myself a iPhone 5S. Just stalling a little bit, but I'm not sure whether that's just the initial minute or two, and it's only on 3% charge. Beautiful. Really happy with that. That's great. Alright. Well, I guess that that pretty much finishes the day off. So turn that off. Turn off my trusty Hacko. And now quickly jump back through chat, but I think I've covered everything. Yeah, it seems good. And yeah, by the way, if you are doing live streaming and you want a reasonably priced audio setup, this wireless, kind of like Lewis's wireless, these Samson, there's no P in that, I keep saying it wrong, Samson Stage PXD1 units, it's not going to show up too well. There you go, one of those. They work well. It seems you just got a bit of tweaking to get them right. But the nice thing is they take 2 AA batteries, which makes them easy. And they've got the XLR, mini XLR connection, so they do a nice job. I'm really happy with this one. Like I said, it just takes a bit of time to work out how to get it to work. Let's see. Touch IC is rare in 5 series, but does still occur. Now, I'm not sure exactly the history of this one. I think it was dropped face down, so it was a little bit unusual. I admit this is about the first time I've ever seen one, and I'd say I've probably got about 250 odd screen repairs for the 5 series, so it was nice to come up with something different. But yeah, so, and these things they're like $99 on US if you're on say, what's that place called, Amazon. Here in Australia they're about $160, but they're definitely worth it. Like I said, you just got to stuff around, get the microphone in the right position. The gain I've got on about 80% gain on the knob, and then in Linux or Windows you've got to turn your microphone gain up as well, but it seems to work really well. So, oh, thanks for that, Douglas. Yeah, it's a work in progress. The other thing I have been working on, which you know, is the fume extraction hood. I'll just slip this out of the way. And you know it's been causing a bit of noise, so I'm just going to try to see if I can back this up. No, wrong one, you idiot. Oh well. Okay, so that's the fume extraction system, and it's pretty loud at the moment. Where's my... I've got to find my test board to demonstrate something. There it is. But I've put some foam into the sides. I need to get another couple of pieces. I've decoupled the back with some more thick foam, and I think all I have to do now, yeah, we're not going to see this, is up the top here I need to put a muffling type system. It could just be just roll it with foam, or I might put a carbon filter on top. But if I run it, okay, so that's at full volume, and if I muffle it with this, you get an idea of what it should sound like if I can get the air noise down. So if you can get that sort of noise level, I think that's going to be pretty damn good. And I figure if I can muffle it with some more foam and whatnot, it'll be a really good air filter. Alright. Do you have time to talk about the good? Hell no. Alright. Okay, well I'm out of here. Thank you very much everyone for sticking around. I know it was a bit of a longer stream than usual, but we had the success and I'm really happy about that. So, and I appreciate that everybody chipped in. That was really good, helped me out. And now I can use this phone. I'll probably actually use this phone for my own use. I do have a 6S Plus, but it's just too big, and worst of all, it's in rose gold, so I can't carry rose gold around with me. I'll get beaten up or something. But if I use this 5S, I think that'll make a good work phone. Alright, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys next time.